Alright, we'll be starting here in a second. So we're doing a Boogie percent race here with xkrislandx and toucansham. Should be a pretty interesting race. Alright, so we got the start of the run. We'll be hopping out of bed here. And we're gonna go get the baseball bat, or the cracked bat. Without it, we are not gonna be able to do enough damage. In case we get to a fight or something. Other than that, it really has no use. So you're going to be able to tell the difference between, a veteran runner versus somebody who's still a bit new based on how they move, how quickly they can menu. So they're going to be making their way up top here. You need to speak with Pokey. It's going to let you know that he is the man and you need to leave. We'll be making our way back to Nessa's house. Really nothing else you can do here. Some runners will opt to get the bread roll now. Most people will wait because you don't want to get into a fight with a crow and then it gets stolen. So at this point, you're basically just kind of dodging obstacles here. You'll be seeing Tracy or Nessa's mom just kind of get in your way. Gonna talk to Picky, he's gonna say he lost his brother and he needs your help. Would be nice if we could actually say no, but the game doesn't allow you. We're doing a little bit more dialogue here. You get to meet Nessa's dad. He's a phone. And soon we'll be heading outside, and that's where the fun's gonna really begin. Now, it doesn't matter how good or bad you do in the beginning. RNG is really gonna depend, how you handle it on who's gonna take the lead here. Alright, both runners talking to the phone. We'll be heading outside and see just what they're gonna get and how they decide to handle it. Now, you can't actually walk right out the door and there could be spawns right there in front of you. Fortunately, both of them got a crow. That's a good start. I really would not have done that. I mean, I guess that's a personal preference thing. I would have definitely chose to kind of despawn that snake. Now, if you do get a snake up there and you're confident in your stutter stepping, it is not really too bad. Dogfight's pretty easy, but now he is missing HP, so we'll see how he decides to handle that. Alright, you can move to the left, and it'll despawn, which you can see him doing on the bottom there. Or I guess you're right. Or left. God, I'm not even looking at the restream, sorry. Ooh, dog spawn, that's not good. Alright, he's choosing to grab the bread roll now. You can still get to a fight, but I don't think there's a crow spawn up here. So you found Picky. He decides, you know, our brother's a wimp. Let's go home. And now we get to meet the strongest character in the game. His only weakness is physical attacks. So fun fact, if you were to mash B and select here with a controller that's plugged into the second slot, it'll actually glitch out this like yellow bar here. Just a bunch of, you know, hey, you know, you're the chosen one, you need to do this. Mumbo jumbo backstory that we don't care about. All we care about is beating Boogey Tent. Alright, so RNG 3 is turned off after you talk to Picky, so there will be no more spawns on the walk back down. So this is where you can choose to grab your bread roll without worrying about a spawn. So we'll be coming up on the first boss fight. It is very, very RNG dependent. You may get a really quick fight, or it could take well over a minute. Alright, so this is Starman Jr. Basically what you want him to do is either defend on shield turns and to do like a freeze. That's ideal, but it doesn't usually happen that way. There are two different fire moves. You can do Fire Alpha or Fire Beta, Freeze Alpha, or you can defend. Ideally, you want Freeze Alpha or Defense. Ooh, and a Smash for 150, that's a good first turn. So he's got 200 HP. It could take 2 to 3 turns to, you know, beat him. Ooh, and another Smash for 150 up top. Toucan getting a Smash. So this is pretty good. Both runners are getting a decent, you know, round of hits here. So Cake Gray is finishing him off here. Toucan should be finishing him off here. Nice. So this is a good time. Usually you want to be around sub 8. And now we're going to head into Pokey's house and drop him off because he is terrible and he does nothing but hide behind everyone. Now, there are like really small micro optimizations here to your movement. You can talk to him from like the farthest right point that you can, and it does save a little bit of time when walking. Of course, he could just walk in your way. Fortunately for Toucan, he's walking out of the way. Alright, so we got some more backstories, just basically saying, you know, hey, you need to go visit your sanctuaries and beat the people, blah blah blah. Would you like to hear it again? And if you click yes, oh, it takes so long to get back through it. Do not tell him you want to hear it again. Alright, so we will be heading into the area we call the zoo. It can have no spawns or it can have a bunch. It's about 11 seconds from the moment you hit the door until you can move again. Alright, and he's taking a dogfight. I'm guessing he didn't see that coming. He could have avoided it by going left of the tree there, but I'm guessing without seeing it, he wasn't paying attention. So Toucan get a mostly free walk. That's gonna put him ahead in this. So they both took a fight now. They'll both get an extra level up. But the thing is, you are gonna have a little bit less HP, which does make the upcoming battles a little bit more dangerous. You could choose to get the fruit juice first. To make up for that, you could choose to get a bag of fries and then pull out 50 instead of 40. Really runner dependent on that. Or you could just risk it and go for it. Alright, so you're going to withdraw 40 or 50. Some people withdraw different amounts. You really only need 40. You're going to buy the T-ball bat. You're going to buy the baseball cap. And you're going to sell back the Mr. Baseball cap. And then you're going to buy a cheap bracelet. So the baseball cap gives 1 less defense, but gives you 99 bucks. And the cheap bracelet's an extra 5 defense bonus. Alright, so you'll be seeing Toucan doing this walk here. He's... Okay, well, I guess he's just going to go ahead and go for it. There is a walk you can do that will avoid those spawn plates below. And he is, I guess, just attempting the manipulation route. Not recommended. I mean, they can follow you all the way up, but, I mean, if it works, it works. Alright, so xkris here, he's going to be doing the walk. You'll see he's going to make his way over to here. Oh, okay, well, he was a little bit too far to the right and spawned him in. Ideally, you want to be on the left side of the road, but it will avoid the spawn plates down here and give you a free walk. So you'll fight the one outside. This is going to give you a hamburger. It's a 100% drop, and it'll give you enough experience to level up on Frank. So we're going to fight the one inside. Now, if you get hit, usually like a strong hit on the first one, you want to use your bread roll and full heal because he can hit you down really quickly. Ideally, you don't want to go below 20 when you're fighting these, so you will need to heal. Preferably, you don't want to take damage, and then full heal with the bread roll at the end. I have no idea why my microphone moved. And you don't want to use the life buff if you don't have to, but sometimes you do. It just means Frank's going to be a little bit more scary. Yes Man Jr. is pretty free. Alright, so we're going to be starting Frank here. Frank is very dangerous. He could do a low roll or a high roll or just kind of talk to you. You want to heal after every hit. So it don't matter if it's a low roll or a high roll, you do want to heal, and you want to do a life up first. Like, get all your life ups out of the way, because you don't want to burn up your burgers if you don't have to. So you'll see Toucan here, anytime he takes damage, he's going to heal. Frank takes usually 4 to 5 hits, depending on your offense roll. So in this case, he's not doing so good. Ooh, he's taking a risk there. It paid off, but that's not recommended. So xkris gonna do the same thing. Every time you take a hit, heal. Preferably, you want him to lower your guts down. Ooh, and a smash. That is perfect. So with a smash, you can take him down in 2 hits. Frankenstein is scripted somewhat. He's always gonna do blowing steam, and then his first attack is going to be a low roll, then he'll blow steam, and then it could be a low or a high roll. So, depending on where your HP is, you could heal on the steam turn, or you can heal on a turn where he's going to attack you. Now, you can mash out about 23 HP, so you got to keep that in mind when you're choosing which turn you're going to heal on. Ooh, okay, Frankenstein down. This is a pretty good time. Both of them Frank down. Alright. This is a big rip point for races because you tend to play a little recklessly, trying to save time. Do not just always play it safe. Kyle always plays risky. I would not recommend that for races. I think it's about a 2.5 minute time loss. So you're going to see them walk out and talk to him again. This is going to give you a full heal, free of charge. Now you can skip this if you have psychic points and you have enough HP. It just means that you'll end up potentially using a burger to heal in Giant Step. So we'll be making our way into Town Hall here. We're going to talk to the mayor. He's going to give us a key to the entertainer's shack. This guy can get your way. It's not fun when he looks. See, like that. Just walks in your way for no reason. Any other direction he could walk. Now you can hold right in here and then just kind of bump down a little bit after the couch. I'll see people try to, you know, go up and then around them and stuff. It's not necessary unless that guy gets in your way. Which he really can do. He will get in your way eventually. Most of this game is just kind of avoiding obstacles. I see Toucan tried to go up a little bit there. You can't bounce the couch instead of getting stuck. It's a little, like a couple more frames to do so. Now, they need to go buy burgers, so they're gonna have to head to the drugstore, withdraw some money, and then head over to the burger shop. You can go burgerless. It is a very risky strat, and it's not recommended. Now you see, some people will pull out 100, some will pull out more. Personally, I'll pull out 140, as xkris is doing here, because in the case that you have to come back down and buy burgers, you don't want to have to go back into the drugstore. It's 5 seconds every time you have to go in and out a door. Plus the time to go walk over to, you know, the ATM and pull money out. So the idea is, you have 3 burgers, and you need to buy 5, plus the amount you used on Frank. So if you use none, you'll only have to buy 5. It is a time save to not have to try to buy one and then get the full inventory text. And he moved a little bit, so he did bump into the door, and he got the door text. You can skip it by going straight up and bumping along that bush. So this is going to be very RNG dependent. We're going to be going for a slug grind here. Going to try to get 22. Now, there are multiple strategies you can do here. You can either stick on the bottom, which is always going to be slugs, or, you know, a mouse. Or you can do some on the middle, some on the top. One second. Okay, so ideally, you want to pick a spawn plate and just try to respawn it. Some people will choose to just walk back and forth. Some people will choose to stick at the beginning and respawn the 2 plates there. I mean, it's really however you choose to, you know, to do this. Respawning. Walking in and out that door, it's 5 seconds every time, so it's really not optimal unless you're, like, pincered. Alright, so the first battle, you always want to bash it out. You don't want to auto-fight it because you have a higher chance of doing a low roll. They have 30 HP, and you could do, as you can see here on Toucan's screen, we did 29. And that means you'll end up having to bash it again. So you don't want to auto-fight the first one. You're getting a 2-pack, that's fine. It's completely acceptable. It means he can do, you know, 5 4-packs from the bottom now. Versus, you know, trying to do 6 4-packs. It's faster this way. He may choose to go up to the top and go for a 6-pack, or, you know, stick to the bottom. We'll see what they decide to do. I'm going to try to keep track on how many they've got. I think that's 5 for Toucan, 2 for xkris. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not really sure. So this will be 9. You need 10 to level up to level 7. Now, an ideal situation, you would have like a 4-pack and a mouse up top, and then you would just kind of respawn a plate near that, and that would allow you to fight them one at a time, because the ones up top are still trying to come at you as well, but they can't get to you. And by doing them one at a time, you'll have a higher chance of getting a bomb drop, which is a 1 out of 128 drop. Alright, so this should be 13 for Toucan, 6, I believe, for xkris. So we'll see what Toucan decides to do. If he's going to stick on the bottom, if he wants to go to the middle, try to get a 4-pack, and then go up top and go for a 6. It's also a viable option. Now, when you're level 6, you will still have that chance of doing like a low roll. Some people will just auto-fight and then cancel to try to kill the one that they didn't kill if they got that low roll. Some people will just let it go. Ideally, you want to take as little damage as possible. You could get defense rolls that'll... You'll take, I think it's 6 damage, possibly. I believe somebody said they took 6 damage. I think it was Boing. But generally, if you get like a low roll, you'll take 5 damage. You could get a high defense roll and only take 3 to start with. That's really good to happen. So this should be 17 and 14, I believe. So he's choosing to stay on the bottom instead of going up for a 6-pack. I respect that. Now, what Toucan can do after this battle is he can take a mouse. They're a little dangerous if you're low HP, but generally they die in 2 hits. And that'll get him just enough experience to level him up. Or he might try to ground out another 4-pack. Alright, so that should be 18 now for xkris. He just needs another 4-pack and he can make his way up top. So we'll see if Toucan decides to take a 4-pack or if he's just going to take a mouse. Or a slug, or a antoid works. Any one you get. So he's going to take the mouse. Smart choice. I can respect that. I would not have healed. He was fine on HP because now he's going to have to get another butterfly. So this will level him up to level 8. We need to get to level 8 because we need to learn Rockin'. If you were to go face Ant now, there's no way you could beat him. You get 2 Rockins on Ant, and that usually gives you enough damage to where you can survive. Sometimes the Rockin could miss, but ideally you want to kill the 2 Antoids behind him. Ooh, he's not going to see it. Ooh. Okay, he saw it at the last second there. I saw it sitting on that pebble. They can hide in with the decorations on the ground. So he's going to be making his way out here. I don't know if he's going to heal or if he's just going to go ahead and stick with the 70-something HP there. He's going to check his offense most likely. Just to make sure, if you have 24, you can just insta-win on a single Antoid. I guess he's not going to check. Nope, there it is. Oh, he has 23, so he's going to have to stutter past them. So xkris should be finishing up here. He'll be making his way up top. That one's in an uncomfortable position. A little bit risky. Now this area is a little tricky. They can hide on the decoration and you'll just assume it's 1. And if you have 24 offense, you'll try to go for it and you'll take a double. You could either try to bash them out, or you can just waste a Rockin' and go for Ant, or go back for another butterfly. So xkris is making his way to the top here. He's getting unfortunate luck with the spawns. Toucan is going to be taking on Titanic Ant. Now the idea here is you want to start with a Rockin' because he can do a magnet. Ooh, that was a rough decision there, going for that stutter. So he's going to need to do a Rockin' down there. Ooh, and a 48. That's a very low roll. So if you don't take damage, you want to double Rockin'. If you take damage, you want to burger because he can't magnet away the rest of your psychic points. And you do want to be able to, do another Rockin'. So you don't want to life up until after you do your second. So at this point, it's just bashing him out. He's got 235 HP. It's generally not too hard to kill him unless he puts a shield up. It takes 3 hits to take a shield down or 1 smash. And it splits the damage in half. So he did take a death, unfortunately. It's not the worst place. He will need to walk back through it again. Alright, Titanic Ant down. Now that is a big rip point. Titanic Ant can smash you for 60. And if you're playing a little risky, you stick around 55 HP, he can hit you for like a 44, 45. And if he hits you again, you're dead. I mean, that's it. Happened to me in my last run, and I believe Daniel died the same way. So, in a race, play it safe. Heal anytime you take damage. 65-ish is a fine range to stick with. Anything less than that, heal. So Toucan's going to be making his way down now. You generally want to keep track of how many burgers you have. You're going to be starting the Cop Gauntlet, and you want at least 5. You can do it with less, but it's pretty risky. Now, it is unfortunate xkris died there. Anytime you get into a battle after level 8, you just want to Rockin', get through it. He's having a little bit of trouble. Now, if you're better at stutter stepping, you could get around these pretty easy. I'm guessing he's kind of doubting his ability right now. He's a little bit rusty. You will notice after you beat Ant, you'll get all of the slugs. All the 4-packs will come out to play. And he took another fight. So, I don't know if he took the full heal. He did not. Okay, it's a double slug. It's not the end of the world. Generally, you do want to take the heal, because in the case you do get into a battle, you just rock it and get out of it. It does waste a little time, but it makes it safer. Ooh, that's a bad situation. I would not really risk it if you're not comfortable with stutter stepping. So you can go above there. They'll get stuck on it. That one's stuck up in there. Toucan's gonna be making his way to the police station. It's 4 cops and then Captain Strong, so it's very dangerous. The cops could either do a low roll of about 15, or they can do a crushing chop, which can do up to 35. It's very dangerous to get caught in that crushing chop cycle because you will just constantly heal and you'll burn up all your food. Now, the safe range to heal is generally below 60, about 55 for like a PB attempt. I would definitely heal anywhere under 60 for a race. So you'll have all of the burgers you have, and generally 2 life ups. Now, if you go below 40, you don't want a burger, you want to use a life up, because if you use a burger and you get a low roll, you could get stuck in a life up loop. So this is a bad start. You can see him life up here. Ooh, that is just one brutal cop. Alright, xkris is going to be starting Titanic Ant. Same situation. You're going to do double rocking. Alright, he took damage, so generally you're going to want a burger after this. That's good roll. 97 is nice. So burger. And then he's going to do another one. Rocking. And now, because he still has 5 psychic points, he can do a life up. And that'll save one of his burgers. And he's choosing a burger. I'm not sure why, but I would have personally gone for the life up. So now, ooh, okay, that's unfortunate luck. So if he decides to hit him again, he did, and that's a death. That is the unfortunate part of Titanic Camp. You can just get really bad luck. So that's about a 6-minute time loss, unfortunately. So Toucan, same thing. Just gonna be bashing them out, trying to survive. You generally want to get this strong with, if possible, 25 psychic points, because you do want to life up. Otherwise, you want to have at least 2 burgers or so. So he's going to life up again. That's going to give him 22 psychic points. That's enough to do a double rockin', which is generally the strat. Now, the rockin' can miss, and it can do low rolls. It's unfortunate when it happens, but it's not that common. You want to start strong with at least 70 HP. Any lower than that, you might as well heal first turn, because Strong can come out with an attack that'll do 55. So you're going to see him do a rockin' or heal, one or the other. He's choosing to do a rockin' first. So 40, that's pretty good. Now he could risk it and rockin', or play it safe and do a burger. Depends on how much you're willing to risk at this point. So those are good rolls. It's a pretty good Odette time. Alright, so Toucan is making his way to Tucson now. I didn't get to see if he grabbed a burger. Those Antoids there are aggressive, so you do want to try to avoid them. He's going to be making his way to the department store now, and you want to pull out roughly 530 if you have the money. So the idea is, you need to pull out just enough to buy your stuff, but you also want to have a little bit of extra money for when you die, because when you death warp, you lose half your money. And when you have like an odd number, it takes the smaller amount, I guess. I don't know exactly like the correct term for it, but if you have 199, it will remove the 99. So you want $100 after the death, that way you don't have to hit the ATM again to go to the hospital and revive Paul. So it looks like xkris is having a bit of trouble getting through. So we're gonna talk to Apple Kid. He wants 200 bucks and something to eat. If you're out of food, you can go ahead and grab the burger in the box on the way down. If you have enough, you can, use what you have. Preferably, I choose to have one burger and then buy 2 croissants. It's just safer that way for me. But some people will just stick with all burgers if they have nothing but burgers left. Some people will just get rid of the burgers and do croissants only. Let's see, he's going to be making his way up the Titanic again, and we'll see how he decides to handle it. I'm not sure if he checked his offense, I didn't get to see. You are going to need to get 2 butterflies. For the most part, you will need them for later on to get past the cultists. They are a very dangerous enemy. So you'll see some runners will choose to get them early, some will wait till PRV. Ideally, you don't want to chase down a butterfly, it's a time loss. There are like 4 or 5 different spawn plates, and there's a good chance you will have one that's on your path, like the path you're walking. Now you do want to immediately life up if you've taken damage. If you get into a fight in here, it is very dangerous. They can kill you quickly. So you do want to spawn. Now you'll see he's going to go up to this last grass patch. This will load in the iron pencil in a memory, and that will be our story trigger to allow us to get the phone call. Now if you die in here after loading that, you do have to walk back to the cave and then walk out. So xkris is not trusting his stuttering, and it looks like he's got a double. So he could choose to rock in here or bash them out. They do have 34 HP, I believe it is. And he's doing pretty low. So at this point, I would rock in. They do call for help, and I believe it's the more enemies on screen, the less chance they have to call for help. So we got the story trigger. He's calling us, hey, I got something for you. So we're going to go see him in Berglund Park. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. You don't want to chase them down because generally they're going to spawn where you can grab them quickly. Now, mushrooms and sprouts do have a very small aggro radius, so you can kind of get close to them without triggering them. You don't want to take those fights. They are dangerous fights. If you get a mushroom, you are going to have to kind of deal with it until you get back to PRV. There's a lady there who will buy it. I don't know the exact amount. I guess it's like maybe every minute it kind of shifts your controller 90 degrees. Alright, so he's making his way back up to Titanic Ant. We'll see how he handles it. That was an unfortunate smash. I don't blame him for that one. There's really not much you can do. If Titanic Ant wants you dead, you're dead. I'm not sure why he went to life up. That may have been an accident. You always want to start with a rockin', because if you don't, you're gonna have a bad time if he does a magnet. Alright, defense down. He got a little bit lucky there. Hopefully he's gonna outspeed here. So that's fine. He got both of his rockins off. They're both pretty decent hits. So he did put up his shield. You'll see he's gonna do about 12 damage now. It's gonna take 3 attacks in order for him to drop that shield. Alright, so now he's gonna want a double burger. Oof, that is horrendous. Now he could risk it here. I personally would have done that. he's going to be about 60 HP. That's a pretty safe-ish range. Alright, he's out of food at this point. All you can do is auto-fight and hope for the best. I believe it's 50-50 chance. Ooh, that smash, that is really good. I think it's one more hit. Yeah. Alright, ant down. So, he's going to be making his way through PRV here. You're going to watch the spawns. I mean, they can spawn in and they can just swoop over and get you really quick. So you do want to take a bit of an indirect path. You don't want to just shoot straight out there. Alright, Toucan is choosing not to do the little spawn skip. If you were to walk up just a little bit there when you cross over that area, it will avoid a spawn plate below. Now he is doing this spawn skip here. It will avoid one plate below, but there could be one just below that little cliff. So you're choosing one over the other, really. Okay, Craig's going to be making his way to cops. He's going to be going through the cop gauntlet. He will need to go buy burgers as he's out. We'll see if he decides to buy 5 or 6 of them. Alright, that's a pretty good PRV. Now this last part can be a little tricky if you play a little risky here. But that was really good. Oh, you're not supposed to step on Sneck. No step on Sneck. Toucan should know this. So this is Happy Happy, controlled by cultists. And ideally, you're not going to take any extra cultist battle. I mean, it does happen occasionally. It sucks when it does. So you're going to see him buy a Sandlot Bat and a Holmes hat. This will give you the offense and the defense you're going to need to survive here. Some people will choose to grab the hard hat that's in PRV. It's a little safer. It does give extra defense bonus, and you'll take between 8 and 12 versus 16 to 20 damage. Now this is a low spawn plate, but you can get cultists in here, and they can spawn on top of you. If you get this battle, they are actually set to not allow you to run away from them because they are a part of a scripted battle. So you do have to kill them. You will have to rock in and hope it kills them right away. So talking to Paula, she's going to give you the Franklin badge, otherwise you can't actually trigger the fight with Car Painter. And he's going to walk outside. He's going to take this battle. It's a really risky battle to take without like decent gear. So when they were doing the old manipulation route with just no net, this is a really dangerous battle to have. It's not too bad with like a non-manip run. The cheap bracelet definitely helps. So you're going to start out with a Rockin' and go from there. Now they have 94 HP. Alright, that was kind of bad. So he's going to double Rockin' here. They can call for help, and when they do, just like that, it's really bad. So you want to do somewhere around 94 damage at the least. If not, okay, well, he can bash the last one out. If there's 2 or more, you want to Rockin' again. If it's just 1, usually you can bash it out. So the problem is, when you take this extra cultist, you'll have the chance of getting an extra vitality update when you fight Car Painter, and your HP will go up just a tremendous amount. So you want to finish Car Painter with the least amount of HP as possible, because you're going to be doing a death warp, and you don't want it to take forever. So he'll be making his way into Cultist HQ now. There's one more Cultist battle he'll have to take that's in the way. Okay, Craze is working on a second cop here. Same thing, you want to heal below 55, 60-ish. And just bash them out. Ideally, you want to smash them. Most of the time, you'll have enough offense to do so. He's not getting too much luck here. So this battle can be a bit tricky. Generally, you want to bash it out. If he calls for help and you have the psychic points, you want to rock in. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually have enough psychic points, so you just bash it out. Now this battle, you want to end around 50. That's a really good HP to end at. And he got a vitality up there. So You want to have around 50. That way you could possibly one round or like one scripted round card painter. Card painter is a scripted battle. He's always going to start with a lightning. He's going to life up and then he's going to bash. And then he'll do a lightning, a shield, and then bash. And then it'll just kind of rotate between those 3 scripted attacks. So ideally you want to end it in one round by him just double reflecting. Otherwise, you want to do like a bash. He's going to life up the second turn. You could rock in that turn. And that'll put him pretty low. And then you want him to kill himself on the 4th turn. So he's going to do the rockin' and he's going to bash now. And you want this, you want that to hit you because you want to get your HP lower. And then ideally you want this turn to actually get a reflect. So now he can just bash through. So depending on how much damage he takes, he could choose to heal on the 2nd turn, or he can heal on the bash turn. So that's not a very good HP to be at. But he did beat Card Painter. So xkris is working on strong. Generally the same thing. You want to heal if you take damage, rockin', hope for good hits. Alright, so he is done with Onet. So he'll be making his way to Tucson now, doing the same story triggers, you know, activating Apple Kid, doing all that whatnot. Now you could choose to get that skip sandwich in that gift box. I mean, that's kind of like a runner-to-runner thing. Some people will grab it. It'll make like running to Boogey Tent safer because there could be spawns and you'll lose time having to despawn and whatnot. It's easier to just run past them. So he's gonna make his way, grab Paula. You'll see that he's gonna go left again. Now you can go like right side of the fence after you beat the cultists, but at this point there is a photo trigger active. That was unfortunate. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You cannot run from them. They have the 3rd highest speed in the game, so you do have to kill them, unfortunately. I mean, you're looking at Ness's like 5 speed versus their 77. So the odds of running are very low. Take the time loss, kill them, move on. Ooh, he has a lot of stuff in his inventory there. Now, every time you have to open that inventory, the more stuff you have, the more lag you'll have. So it will take a little bit longer. I missed what xkris did. He must have taken like an indirect path or something. Oh, he must have forgot to save, okay. So you do need to make that save for the Death Warp. So you'll see that Toucan got rid of like food items, equipment. I didn't see if he got rid of the food, but you'll get rid of your equipment and the teddy bear. A teddy bear has a 75% chance to take damage, and it has 100 HP. So you want to get rid of it in order to take the most damage. Now, runners could choose to go to the mole, or they could choose to go to PRV. It really depends on how high their HP is and if they think the mole's going to play nice. The mole is very bipolar, I guess would be the way to put it. Sometimes he'll just kind of mess around. Sometimes he'll do a bunch of damage. Now, you do want to take as much damage quickly as possible with him, because he will just mess around. What you're going to do is use an ATM card on Ness, because you don't want to defend, but you don't want to kill the mole. Okay, that was really good. So now he could just auto-fight. And, come on, Mole. You know you want to hit him. Oh, and the gut save. Oh, that sucks. That is unfortunate. You could lose a lot of time on this Death Warp. So xkris is making his way. He's going to be heading over to load in the pencil. He's going to need to go back and get the phone trigger. So as you can see, Toucan, he made sure to pull out just enough so that he'll have over $100. So now he can just walk right through. He doesn't have to stop at the ATM. Now, PRV, still going to be the same thing. You want to be careful. There are some risks that you can take, like the one he's getting right now. That's an okay thing because the UFOs will swing back and forth and they'll get stuck. So he was stuck, he couldn't move. But if you're out in the open, occasionally you can outspeed them depending on how you're moving. If you're having to go like a diagonal or like a left or right, they will catch you. But if it's like a straight movement, usually you can outspeed them because they just swing back and forth chasing you. So Toucan's going to be doing some story triggers. He does need to talk to the Luigi guy to get the backstage pass. He's going to be talking to Paula's dad. Now, you can't do this while Paula is dead. So this is why you do have to revive her. And then he's going to go talk to Everdred to get the wad of bills. You do have to be kind of careful. There can be spawns out there. If you walk up in the middle of the street, that can get you if you're not paying attention. Blue Cat Kid could be a bit of a troll. See, now there's a hippie manippy here. He chose to despawn. He could either go down and despawn, or you could walk left and go around the bushes and just walk around them. So we talked to Everdred. He's just like, oh yeah, I know you're not gonna join me. Here's $10,000, you know? Like, you saved her. Here's a bunch of money. He's not such a bad guy, right? So he's gonna make his way up there to the theater now. You do have to watch the show, unfortunately. There is no way to get into Threed without cheating, other than just playing through. So xkris is going to be making his way back through PRV now. We'll see how he decides to handle the RNG. Now, the path he did take was a bit unoptimal. Ideally, you want to walk behind the houses. It's a straighter line, and the shortest distance between, 2 points is a straight line. So the show is about, I think it was like a minute and 10 seconds or something. So this is your first actual input break. If you needed to go to the bathroom really quick or go grab something to drink. Now that's an unfortunate spot. There can be a spawn there. These are 16% spawn tiles. And it feels like they're 50. Because it feels like you're just constantly having to go through the door. It'll spawn too far left that you can't actually despawn it without going out the door. And every time you do that, it's 5 seconds. So that was a bad spawn. Didn't have a choice but to despawn that. Those are blocking him. If the one that was above wasn't there, he could go around. Ooh, that's bad. So he's getting some really bad RNG right off the bat here. You can go left of those bushes. It's a straight shot rather than going all the way around. Ooh, didn't go far enough down. Alright, so he's going to be hitting the pencil here. And this is where the fun begins. Like, it's a very tricky spot to try to go through PRV. There's a lot of RNG, but there is a lot of skill involved to how you handle the RNG. So he is choosing to get his butterflies here in PRV. I'm not sure if he lived up yet, but he should if he hasn't. Ooh. Okay, so what I like to do is walk straight right and go behind that bush, because stuff can spawn over here and it can swing over and get you really quick. So he is choosing to omit the spawn skip as well. I would not risk that. Smart. Ooh, that is some bad RNG. Now there is a photo trigger after you have gotten the backstage pass. So you saw that he did a weird movement and went right. A photo is about 22 seconds time loss. You really don't want to get him if you don't have to. Alright, so let's see if he steps on Snick. So he'll be doing the same thing, visiting the shop, pulling out or he might pull out money. I'm not sure if he had enough. He needs to buy the bat and the Holmes hat. Oh, I can't talk. Whatever it is. And then he might need to buy some croissants. So we'll see how much money he has, if he's going to be able to buy some. Okay, yeah, he should be fine. And he's choosing not to buy croissants. I'm not sure what he's planning on here, but I would definitely have bought some. It looked like he only had one burger. So generally, when you come through here, go below the fence every time. Don't even bother going left, because they do spawn there a lot, and usually you get right through going that way. So Toucan coming into a very, very tricky RNG dependent spot here. Graveyard, I want to say, is about as dangerous as PRV, if not more dangerous. There are flies, and they are erratic, and they fly everywhere. There can be ghosts that can clip through stuff. There's going to be the trash cans, which generally aren't bad. They're like the sprouts. They have a small aggro radius, and they're easy to get stuck on stuff. Now, flies can spawn below these like tree here, and it can be tricky because if you don't despawn them properly, and they're just kind of hiding up there, you won't know until you get to the battle. And they can red swirl you, and they could kill you pretty quickly. I don't know why, but they tend to go for Paula first. So he's having a double rock in here on this battle. Pretty typical. Oof, got it. Nice. That is some bad luck. As a placebo, a lot of us runners will do like a B menu because it advances RNG 1 per frame that it's open. Alright, so he does need to be cautious about cultists still. They do spawn in town, and if you're not paying attention and you don't have anything to get them caught on, they can get you. So now, Toucan's going to be following this provocatively dressed woman into a hotel room full of dead stuff. Like, okay. So you're gonna see he wakes up in a prison. Gotta head to the door to try to escape, and it's locked. Alright, xkrislandx is gonna be starting this battle here. Basically same thing. If you get more than one, you want to rock in. He's playing a little risky. I'm not sure if he overmashed or if he's just wanting to bash him out. Okay, well, I mean, that was really good RG. Winters! The best and the worst place. It has some of the best music, but it has some of the worst spawns ever. So card painter, basically same thing. He's got his 3 sets of scripted moves he'll alternate between. Ideally you're gonna bash, and then you're gonna rock him twice, and then hope he hits you, and then dies on the next reflect. So he is choosing to bash again. And now he's doing his rock-ins. Either works. I mean, it's really up to you on how you want to do that. So we got 1 reflect. That's good. The rockin' should kill. That's a good battle here. This is like an ideal card painter. So Tony joins. He is, I don't know how to put it. He's kind of in love with Jeff, so he's willing to do anything for Jeff. Interestingly enough, he does have stats if you were to somehow out of bounds him out of here. And apparently he has pretty good stats too. So his teacher gives you a broken key, says, hey, you know, you're leaving, go get the stuff in the locker. So you try to use it, and what happens? Oh, it's bent, doesn't work. So you go back and talk to him, and he's like, ha ha ha, I knew it wouldn't work. And then gives you a key. A bad key machine. Like, what is the purpose of that other than to just troll you? Alright, so you'll be seeing him grab 2 items out of here. He'll be grabbing a pop gun and a Holmes hat. Now you can drop the broken spray can. It saves about 2 or 3 seconds or something. That's like a risky strat. You generally want to have it because if you die to Boogie Tent, you're going to have really low money at this point. And you don't really want to get stuck not being able to revive your kids. So he's going to grab Bubble Monkey, by far the worst ever in any video game. Bubble Monkey is a troll. Now he'll follow you around and then just sporadically stop. Dance around for a little bit and then zoom past. So every time you're trying to get past an enemy, he's going to stop. So there's always going to be a spawn here unless you get that rare chance where where there's like a butterfly that's attempting to spawn in, but it doesn't get the roll. Now you can take a dogfight. It's really preferred for like a race if you're not in a major rush, because the dog will give you an extra level. It could give you extra HP, extra offense, and a 50-50 chance on a bread roll. Mole, same thing. Just use the ATM card. Once you get to about 15 HP, you can defend on Ness. So it didn't seem to be too bad of a battle. Alright, so he does need to pull out money because he didn't have enough at the time. It's an unfortunate time loss that you can avoid if you manage your money correctly. That's something that you kind of learn the more you do the run. So you can go below the tent here. You do have to be very careful because if you go too far down, you'll hit the photo trigger. Or you can play it safe and just hold right and you'll go behind the tent. Me, personally, I choose to just go behind the tent for like races and stuff, but I'll go below for PB attempts. It's like a couple second time save. So Tessie cutscene is about a minute and a half or so. This is your next like big time or like input break. I'm not 100% certain where Kickers is going. He needs to go talk to Paul's dad first. Yeah, see. So the problem is now he's gonna have to go talk to Paula's dad, and now he has to go in the house. And that's why you don't want to do things out of order. Same thing happens if you fight him beforehand. He'll go in the house, and it's just extra time loss you don't want. So Toucan will be doing a weird movement here. He's gonna go down left into the cliff, and then come back. Now this is to skip a 100% spawn plate that's below, because of a 1 or off by 1 error in the game's code for when it checks on crossing these 64 by 64 grids and when it should spawn a plate. But because it's off by 1, it allows us to kind of squeeze through the one little tile that prevents it. So there's a hippie there. He is choosing to just go ahead and go around the bushes. Now, first proto. It is possible to skip it, but it's very, very difficult, and everything just has to kind of work. He is very dangerous. He can just hit you for 3 turns in a row, and he will go first, so you're dead. He could be mild and only do 1 hit, or just no hits at all. He likes to feel strange, which is a good thing. He takes 3 hits to take down, unless you take like a dog battle. Occasionally you'll get enough offense that you can kill him in 2. I don't know what the chance is. I think it's like a 50-50 chance on the cookie. I would not have used the boiled egg there. I'd use the cookie. Now, where the duck is, it is possible to skip. And there it is. That is what we call the swag skip. And you got second proto skip. Excellent. So the idea with the second proto is you want Bubble Monkey to stop and then start running towards you. And because of how the gift boxes move, they just make a beeline straight for wherever you are at the time. So you'll keep walking towards it and then you'll go down. That way it keeps going past you. Now Bubble Monkey can stop in the middle of it. It's unfortunate when it happens, but it does happen a lot. Now, ideally, you want to get into the cave, the first part of it, without any spawns. Because if you try to stutter pass, there's a chance there's something afterwards. These are, I believe, 40 or 50% spawn plates. Ooh, that's a bit rough combo. So what he's doing is he's going to drag that one down to give him a wider opening. Very well played, but that's a lot of lag if you're kind of rusty at stuttering. So he's taking it slow. As you'll see, Bubble Monkey follows you, so you do have to keep that in mind. Okay, so I would have actually gone for that. That was far enough down that he could have gotten around it. So there's a spawn there. He's going to despawn it. You could choose to stutter past him. Depends on how risky you want to play. That was a really good second room, though. Usually you'll get stuck in there forever. And, okay, well, this first room usually has spawns there. Like, more often than not, you'll have spawns. So it's good that he got through there. This was a really good pond cave, though. Now keep in mind, this is the first round. It is not the end, just because you win or lose. Alright, so he made it through Pond Cave. That was a pretty good time. So from the moment that Bubble Monkey walks away to when the Skyrunner starts to take off is generally about 1 minute and 2 seconds. And then the Skyrunner cutscene itself is about 2:30. So you can estimate it's going to be about 3.5 minutes from that point until you are starting the Jeff dialogue. So we're going to talk to Andonuts. You're just going to deny everything. It's less text. xkrislandx is going to be making his way, and we'll see how he decides to handle Graveyard. I don't know if it's me or if Toucan's having some audio issues. Like, it's not playing. That was interesting. It's like, oh hey, my son, I haven't seen you in 10 years. How about a donut? If you checked out the Stonehenge, cool. Take my Skyrunner. I'll see you in another 10 years. What a great dad. So yeah, we're looking at about 2.5 minutes. Now, you can play risky with Boogey. You can skip the teddy bear and just go all out on attacks. It's not really recommended. If you're not going for, like, you know, the best possible time, or if you're like neck and neck with somebody, you can choose to skip it, but generally, don't skip it. And if you feel you have like a big enough lead on somebody, I would actually recommend you save in the hotel or the drugstore, one or the other, depends on whatever you want to save at. And that way, if you die to Boogey, it's not only a shorter walk if you choose to revive, but you can choose to soft reset and then just go back with your BBR and try again. Now, if you save to the drugstore, you're like right there above Boogey, so I would rather take the soft reset and then just go back at it again. Alright, xkrislandx had a pretty good graveyard here. So you'll make 2 loops around, and then you'll crash land. So he'll be getting captured here. He's gonna hit the prison, and he's gonna start the winners sequence. Now Jeff, he's not a good pilot. As you could tell, every time he drives this thing, he just totally wipes out. So he's gonna be like, you know, hey, I suck, I'm not very good, I can't see anything, let me join your party. And you're just like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, but I came all this way. And then you just eventually have to give in and let him join. So you'll see that he stopped before the door. That will skip the text that says this door is locked. It's a small time save. If you're too far away, you're going to waste your time there. So it's kind of like a runner preference. Ooh, that was a lot of spawns. You do have to be careful coming out of here because they can spawn and they can snipe you. So he's choosing not to get the teddy bear. It's a bit risky for like the lead that he has. I would not recommend that. He may make a save. You could also choose to go buy a bomb and put it on Paula, and that will make her turn a little more useful. All right, well, he's going for it. So in this situation, defend BBR, because Jeff can die very quickly, and if he doesn't get it off, it's a rip. He's gonna go all out, and Jeff's dead. No BBR this round, so he's gonna have a tough time with Boogey now. That's why you defend BBR here. He got the solidify, which is good. You do want to solidify every time you can. So Boogey Ted has, I think, 585 HP, and Ness will generally do like 60 to 100. So Paula's got, I think it's a 1 out of 16 chance to deal damage. Or he could do the, or she could do the rainbow, and that'll bring Jeff back. At this point, all he could do is just pray and hope for the best. But this is why you don't play risky. Paula's... Ooh, that was very, very close. That was very close to being a rip. Alright, that's not a bad thing. So long as Boogey Ted's asleep, he can't kill you, but woke up pretty quickly. Ooh. So I would definitely life up Paula in this case. That way she has a higher chance of surviving an attack. He's choosing to play it a little risky still. So now Boogey is kind of confused. He can attack himself, and yeah, that's unfortunate. It looks like he may, if he doesn't get good enough roll here to get a bash that'll smash him, he might rip. Alright, that's unfortunate. That's like a worst case scenario here. So he will be taking a death here, and he's going to start back in the grave. He's going to need to stop and get money, either by withdrawing or selling defense spray and then bringing them back. And he may need to go to the hotel if he doesn't find a butterfly. Okay, Craze gonna be making his way through winners again. We'll see if he gets a first proto death. It's very common to happen. It's really RNG dependent. So he's opting to get the teddy bear this time. Yeah, they can spawn there. This is why the skip sandwich can sometimes be helpful. So he is going to most likely go to the drugstore. I would have opted to sell the defense spray anyway. Alright, so at this point, I would buy a bomb. That way you have like a greater chance. Because a bomb could do, I think, between 40 and 120 damage. And if you put it on Paula, she has a chance to actually do damage. So at this point, he's pretty much bankrolling on that BBR. Ooh, there's a fly there, so you have to despawn. And stuff can spawn above you and pincer you, and that's not a fun time. I've had that happen many times. So xkris will be doing the same thing. He's going to do this weird walk that will skip the 100% spawn. Alright, good first turn. Good roll. It's not quite enough. If the he's going to need this bottle rocket to do 120. Perfect. That is exactly what you want, because now that Paula is dead, it's about 15-ish seconds less smashing he'll have to do. And that will be a win for toucansham. So xkris is going to be making his way through here. He's going to do the skip. We'll see how he handles first proto. It could be dangerous. It could be not dangerous. It really depends on what first proto wants to do. Alright. Toucan has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 54 seconds. And he will have 1 win on his record. Go ahead and fill them in. And proto called for help. So usually if he calls for help, ideally what you want to do is just kind of defend and then hope you survive. But it looks like he may be taking a death. If I would have personally run right here. And that's a proto death. That's unfortunate. Alright, where were we? Alright, so we got past second proto. It's always a little tricky getting past second proto with the skip, so if anybody fails it, it's really not on them because there's a lot of skill and RNG involved in getting it. Now, same situation here, he's going to want to get in without any spawns in the first room. And I guess he didn't notice them right away. Now you can choose to stutter past him if you want to play risky. It's not really recommended, not even for PB attempts, unless you're really far behind. So ideally, you're going to just despawn what you can, and if it's a situation where it would be okay to stutter past, go for it. Now, usually this big room, it's okay to stutter it. It depends on like the level of stuttering you can do, how much lag you can handle. So the mouse there is stuck behind the gift box, can't really get him. He's playing it safe by getting a burger. It's an extra healing item that will definitely come into play if he gets into a battle here. You really don't want to get into a battle if you don't have to, but sometimes you can't help it. Okay, I mean, that's not a bad second room. So this is what I was talking about. There's a pretty high spawn plate here that just kind of pops up every time you open through that door. Ideally, you don't want to have anything there because it takes forever to go through that door in and out. Let's grab the bottle rocket first. I can respect that. And he's looking for the pack of gum. Usually for like a non-manip run, your inventory is always going to be a little bit different. So you just kind of feel it out where you think it's going to be. So it's going to be about 3.5 minutes from this point until we're seeing Jeff. And we'll find out if he's going to play it risky or if he's going to go ahead and grab the teddy bear. As I mentioned earlier, the teddy bear has a 75% chance to take the damage for you. So it is definitely recommended to get it. But Boogey can be a bit of a butthead and still kill Jeff anyway. So it's best to just play it safe and do the defend BBR anyway. I would not recommend ever playing risky unless you are neck and neck with somebody and you're just trying to win. That's about the only time it's worthwhile. What do you think? Neat, huh? Get in! Yes, Bubble Monkey does have stats. Terrible, but he does. I think he could do up to like 21 or something on a slug. He can do some damage, but generally he's just a piece of garbage. And he ruins speed runs. Skyrunner, 2.5 minutes. Basically a free little time to go do whatever you need to do. We'll see how he handles Boogey. I with the bed sometimes. Yeah, actually I name him I too, so. So keep in mind, as you're going through this, all of those spawns down there, they are moving and they are advancing RNG. Not to mention, well, I don't know. I don't think RNG 3 is on in the Skyrun. Now you can tell him no. It's about an 8-second time loss, but it's funny. I hope you want me to be your friend, okay? No. Alright, nice. Got the door skip. So he's got a nice clean walk through there. He is choosing to get the bear. I mean, there's really no reason not to at this point. Alright, there is a fly down there. Gotta be careful because they can ninja out of nowhere at you. So, most likely he's gonna do defend, BBR. Oh, alright, well. Oh. Alright, well, he's playing risky too. This is the fastest way to kill him. Ooh, and a big roll. And Boogey down. It's about 35 seconds or so of mashing through here. Now, when you're on a tight budget here, you need to mash like a champion. I mean, I'm talking all 4 buttons just going to town on this thing. I think in the case that if you've already lost, just, I wouldn't worry about too much. I mean, it was a valiant effort by both runners. Unfortunately, xkris got some really bad RNG. And he's going to end up taking a loss on this one. He's always got, 3 more races he can do. So, he has finished with... Oh, he has not done a done yet. So, let's let him know. Alright, so he's finished with an official SRL time of 1:21:49. Alright, this is gonna conclude our race here. Thank you all for watching. We do have another race coming up on the 14th. There will be a race between me and Zelda Rocks Xander at 7 p.m. Eastern. And there will be a run at 10 p.m. Eastern between Overlord Boss and Roman Archaeoptery. Sorry if I can't pronounce that. I'm not sure, but this is the name. And hopefully we'll see you all there. Thank you for watching.